Start with Paul Hughes. You've accused or hinted at AJ McKee being a little bit boring. How do you make sure this fight doesn't turn out boring?
Can't recall that. AJ, dangerous guy, very, very dangerous guy. 100% have to be on my game on Saturday night.
AJ, he did say, give me AJ's head on a spike, and I'm curious what your reaction to that is.
Sounds good, but Saturday night, all that talking goes out the window.
All right, Fabian, if you don't mind. Last time you squared off against Johnny Eblen, came very close to getting the finish. What do you have to do in this fight to make sure you do get that finish?
I've just got to make sure I don't make any mistakes, and yeah, that's it. Make no mistakes, be on my game, and I'll get my hand raised.
And for Johnny, close but not quite there for Fabian last time. And if that's the number one bragging right he has coming into this fight, I almost got you. What does it say about the level you're at right now in your career?
What's the number one bragging right? I can't really hear. So,
well, almost got you. Almost.
Oh, you almost got me with the cut. I mean, it matters what happens in reality. It's not the what ifs. If we all, kind of worked off what ifs, the world would be really, really weird. So, it's all about what actually materializes, and I knocked him out last time.
Lara Peko, two-time, two-division PFL champion. Very decorated career already. What would adding a win over Chris Cyborg mean for your legacy and your career?
Bom, como eu já disse, ela é uma lenda do esporte. Eu não estaria aqui se ela não tivesse começado. Isso eu tenho o maior respeito por ela, sempre tive. E uma vitória contra ela vai me colocar em outro nível no esporte.
And Chris, you've had a belt in every organization in the mixed martial arts world except for the PFL, and now, of course, you'll be contending for a PFL Super Fights belt. You told me that this is the beginning of the Legacy Tour. If you can wear this hardware as well, what will it mean for you?
First, I want to say thank you for all the people in Saudi Arabia. I feel very blessed to be here. And, I'm ready. I'm excited for this fight. It's going to start the Legacy Tour. And I have 3 fights left. I'm telling my fans, come and watch the fights. I'm going to complete a 2-decade fight. And I feel very blessed to be here, 20 years, and going to fight for the belt. It's amazing.
Renan, I know that you're fighting against Francis Ngannou, but your stories have a lot of similarities. Humble beginnings to superstardom, both very dangerous strikers. Do the similarities between you two matter in this fight?
Renan, obviamente você vai lutar contra o Francis, que teve uma história vindo de período, digamos, pobre para chegar onde ele chegou. Você também teve uma história bem similar. Quão similar você acha essa história e como você vê essa luta acontecendo?
Tanto eu quanto o Francis trazemos uma bagagem, né? A gente que veio de baixo, tenho grande respeito e me sinto muito honrado aí em lutar com o homem mais forte do planeta.
Yeah, both of us came from humble beginnings. We had an incredible career to reach where we are right now, and it's a great honor to be fighting one of the strongest men in the world.
Francis, we're all excited about the long-awaited PFL debut. Standing across from you will be a man who is bigger than you, which you don't often see. A man who's just as explosive, has knockout power. Is Renan Ferreira the most dangerous opponent you've faced in a very decorated career?
I would say it's definitely on top of the line, but I think my entire life, my biggest opponent have always been me. And then I managed to go through that big opponent all the time. And on Saturday night, I'm going to give him for his money. So he should get ready.
Quick follow-up on that. Both of you have incredible power. And a lot of times people say, hey, whoever lands first in a fight like this will be the victor. With that in mind, will we see the Francis Ngannou ground game on display?
This MMA fight, so everything will be on display. We get prepared for everything, And yes, everything will be on display. I think on his end too, he might be preparing something because, as I say, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt. And then I think he's not underlining my punching power as well.
Renan, I should ask you the same question. Francis has incredible punching power. He's very dangerous on the feet. So are you. Do we see the grappling skill that you've been working on for so many years?
Vocês dois têm incrível striking, vocês dois têm knockout power. Você acha que essa luta pode ir para o chão e vocês têm que demonstrar os seus skills de grappling?
Nós somos lutadores de MMA e estamos prontos para qualquer área que for a luta, tanto eu como o Francis também já tem mostrado aí. Acredito que os fãs têm muito a ganhar com um grande show, dois caras gigantescos aí com um estilo bem parecido se enfrentando. Então estou muito feliz e ansioso para estar ali dentro da jaula com o Francis.
Definitely, we are both complete fighters. We can strike and we can grapple as well. I'm ready to fight wherever the fight goes, and who really wins with that are the fans. So the fans can expect a great fight.
I actually want to ask Dan Hardy something because we've been talking about all these fights up here on the podium, but you said the one you're most excited about is the co-main event, Lara Peko and Hughes and Cyborg. Why is that your favorite fight on this card?
I'll be honest, I can find a reason to love every single one of these fights on this card, but I've been a huge fan of Cyborg for her whole career. She's been an ambassador for mixed martial arts in ways that many other fighters could only aspire to. But on the other side, we have Lara Peko, who, in my opinion, is one of the most terrifying fighters that we've ever seen in mixed martial arts. Incredibly well-rounded, aggressive on the feet, great hooking punches as well as great strikes, straight strikes, but the ground game as well. Backs and pull back, gives her the confidence to throw.
I guess we're having some mic issues with Dan's mic, so I promise he gave you a very profound and interesting answer. As we continue here with the press conference, I want to jump off a point that Dan just made about how dangerous both of these women are, and that's going to be one of the many themes of tomorrow night. So, Chris, if you don't mind, there's a lot of similarities between the way Larissa has attained her victories, even her championship victories, and the way that you've risen through this sport. When you fight someone who is like you, does it change your game plan?
Maybe you can say this about we have a lot of similarities beginning in my career. I think I improve a lot of my game. I don't have nothing to prove, just improve, do a great fight. If you watch my couple of left fights, I did great. And, I have 5 rounds to finish the fight. Can be stand-up, can be grappling. It's 5 minutes, so I'm ready. I'm excited for this fight. I'm not scared to take a punch. I like violent fight. Everybody who knows me know I love. And let's go. I'm ready.
Before we turn it over to the media, Larissa, last time we saw you was a title fight, and it's been a long layoff. And I know that's not your favorite thing. You like to be active. You've been waiting for this fight for a long time. What does it mean that you're only 2 days away?
Da última vez que a gente viu lutando foi pelo título. Você teve uma grande espera aí até chegar esse momento. Você queria essa luta e chegou o momento agora. Como você se sente estando apenas poucos dias aí para a luta?
Bom, eu estou muito feliz, né? Feliz que a gente conseguiu fechar essa luta. Eu já estava me preparando desde a final do ano passado e essa luta seria em fevereiro, né? Pelo menos foi o que me prometeram. Mas finalmente está acontecendo agora. Eu estou muito feliz com tudo que está acontecendo. Eu sou uma atleta realizada. De onde eu saí não tinha perspectiva nenhuma de chegar até aqui. Eu cheguei. Eu sinto que não tenho que provar nada para ninguém, além de mim mesma. Então vai ser uma grande alegria estar lá em cima, de novo, fazendo o meu trabalho, fazendo o que eu amo e dando um show para o público.
Yes, definitely. This is the fight I wanted. I've been preparing for a long time for this fight. I come from humble beginnings. I'm really happy about the stage and where I am right now with this fight coming to a conclusion and being booked and just being a couple of days to the fight. I'm super ready and I'm happy to be here and looking forward to it.
All right, with that, we will open the floor to the media. Please state your name, state your affiliation, and your question for the fighter. Thank you all for being here. We know that one works.
Yeah, there we go. Tim Wheaton, Low Kick MMA here. Question for Francis Ngannou. Are you looking at a 25-second... Tim Wheaton, Low Kick MMA here. Question for Francis Ngannou. Are you looking at a 25-second knockout or a 25-minute fight? Oh, I think we got the microphone working. Okay, that's a bit better. Thanks for your patience. Tim Wheaton, Low Kick MMA. Question for Francis Ngannou. Are you feeling a 25-second knockout or a full 25-minute fight here?
Am I feeling for a 25-second knockout or a 25-minute? Well, let's just say I'm going to fight strategically, according to how the fight presents itself. In my career, only once I went for a knockout and it didn't work out for me. And the only time that the other time that I had a knockout, even in that 25 seconds, it wasn't something that was planned. So let's keep it authentic. I'm not planning a 25 second or whatever. I know I have 25 minutes, so I'm gonna lay my game plan down into that 25 minutes to win the fight.
Awesome stuff. Thank you. And AJ McKee, with a win, you must be eyeing up Bellator Gold.
Can you repeat the last part? You said with the win what?
Absolutely. With a win, you must be eyeing up Bellator Gold.
Definitely. My eye is always on the gold. I'm always looking to become a champion. It's been some time since I've worn a belt, so I think it's about that time again.
Hello, El Bucho for MMA Prospect. I got a question from Francis. Champ, you have had no shortage of big fights in life, in MMA, in boxing. Where would you rank this moment, this particular battle, amongst those that you have had in your career?
Where will I rank this fight?
This particular fight, yes.
Well, as for right now, as is the challenge that is ahead of me, is the biggest. He's the. I have a giant. I'm going to be having a 6'8" guy across the octagon that I'm going to take out. So he's the biggest challenge so far.
Thank you. And another question for Chris Cyborg. Chris, you've fought practically everyone on the MMA scene. What do you think is going to be a new challenge that Larissa can present in this case tomorrow for you? Something that you haven't seen throughout your decorated career. New challenges that Larissa might present for you.
Every time somebody step in the octagon to fight me, for sure they have some challenge to bring for me, because this I take it serious. I train very disciplined. I was ready. I think she's a danger fighter, and you have to have 25 minutes to keep the plan and get the victory.
Thank you. Paul Hughes, amazing drip, man. Love the clothes.
James Mystery here from Red Corner. Just have a question for Francis Ngannou. Francis, you often talk about inspiring the next generation of fighters. What's the most important lesson that you want them to learn from your journey?
I think the only thing to learn is the only thing that I'm learning myself. It's a grinding, it's a everyday battle. Sometimes you know it, sometimes you say it, but there is a moment that you doubt about it. But it's always important to remember that life goes on. And the message would be to keep going, stand up. Doesn't matter how many times you fall, you can stand up. And doesn't matter at the end of what happened at the end. Just by you standing up, holding your ground, taking your position, and keep going is a way of winning life. So that would be my take on everything.
Beautiful. Last question from me, slightly different. Is John Jones ducking Tom Aspinall? Here you go.
I don't know if John Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. I think John Jones would be the best to answer that question. But I think John Jones does whatever he wants and fight who he wants. I think he's in the position to claim that.
Francis, Quaker Fari, Talk Sport. You're heavily involved with PFL Africa. We all remember the Three Kings era of MMA with yourself, Israel Adesanya, and Kamaru Usman. How will your role with PFL Africa help to propel Africa back to the center of the MMA universe?
It's not the Three Kings era. It's not over, bro. It's still on and forever. So you should remember that. How they say Wakanda forever.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And Paul Hughes, you mentioned yesterday when we talked that you expect to finish AJ McKee. He's never tasted defeat via finish in his career. What makes you so confident that you can finish such an established fighter?
Look, I'm a finisher at heart. You know, I've got that killer instinct. I think I've proved that throughout my career. I've got knockouts with both hands. I've got knockouts with elbows, knockouts with knees, and knockouts with head kicks. So I'm prepared for anything. AJ, a fantastic fighter, ultimate respect, but he has not faced anybody like me. He has not faced a young lion, someone who, you know, he's over there with his gold chain and his designer glasses, and fair play to him, he's worked hard for that money. I ain't got that yet. I'm young, I'm hungry, and I foresee a knockout on Saturday night.
Thank you. Francis, this is Samra Jain from Mumbai, India, Casual Sports Show. By the way, we love you in India, and my friends back home will smash me if I don't sing the song to you. You can join me singing the song too. So here I go. I am a disco dancer.
Dun, 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 dun.
I am a disco dancer.
Dun, 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 dun.
Zindagi mera gaana, main tera deewana. Woo! Let's go, Francis. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Francis, is that song a part of your pre-fight routine or your post-match celebrations?
I would say that song is part of my childhood, and I used to listen a lot of Bollywood, to watch a lot of Bollywood movie and song. Also Terry Kasam. I used to love Terry Kasam a lot.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Francis. Do you feel like you're representing? Obviously, it's an obvious question. Do you feel like you're representing a whole continent right now? Because a lot of people have been waiting for you to get back in the MMA ring and get something done. So, do you feel like maybe there's a little more pressure considering the time that it's taken? And one more question for Renan also. I want to know, does he feel a certain way because it feels like it's all about Francis and everything centers around him returning? Does it affect his mindset, or he just doesn't care about it? My first question is for Francis, actually.
You know, somebody tell me like success is also required. Success comes with responsibility, and then you have to face it. It's not a la carte. You don't have to pick someone and let someone aside. You know, you deal with it. Yes, there is a lot of pressure now than then. That maybe I used to not worry so much. Not too much people counted on me, and I wasn't very worried about what the outcome could affect, you know. But it's also a good thing. It's also a proof of like achievement, of like success, thing that you have done in the right way. And I think if a man is able to like have that kind of influence that we have on people expecting stuff to us, I think it's also a blessing. So yes, it's a responsibility, but I proudly carry that responsibility.
Hey, Donald Corby for Bloody Elbow here. I have a question for Paul Hughes. A lot of people obviously a lot of people are picking AJ for this fight. A lot of people may be dismissing or saying that you're coming in too soon. Has that upset you? Do you want to kind of prove people wrong on Saturday night?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't upset me. I see where people are coming from. You know, you put my record alongside AJ's and the opponents that we've faced, the amount of wins that he has. On paper, I am a huge underdog coming into this fight, but that's what makes it so much more exciting for me. But one thing I would say to the people that say it's too much too soon is, or the people that say that are the people who don't actually know my career and what I've been through to get to this position. This right now is divine timing for me. This right now is exactly where I'm supposed to be. To take this guy out of there on Saturday night jumps me 2-3 steps ahead of this game, and that's unbelievably exciting.
AJ, he talks a lot there about what he's been through, but I wonder, do you feel like maybe it is a bridge too far for Paul, and do you feel like maybe obviously you've been through quite a lot in your career as well?
No, man, I take nothing but respect and give him respect, but, I've been in his shoes. I've been hungry. I've been 12-1, well, 12-0, but same thing, I've been in that position. I've been through hell and back in this life, man, in this fight game, so when it comes to Saturday night, I don't see him standing in my way. I'm going to go in there and do what I'm capable of doing. I'm not focused on anything he's going to do. I'm going to just go in there and do what the mercenary does. Kick ass, take names, and go home.
Jesse Holland, MMA Mania. This question is for Larissa. You already have a victory over Kayla Harrison, who's one of the biggest names in the sport right now, and you'll have an opportunity now to also get a victory over Cyborg. You think beating Cyborg and also beating Harrison puts you among the top names in the sport and perhaps all time?
Com toda certeza, para a gente se tornar uma lenda, a gente tem que vencer de uma lenda, né? Então acredito que sim, vai me colocar em outro patamar do esporte. A vitória sobre a Keila me deu uma nova perspectiva, né? As pessoas me olham de uma outra maneira hoje e elas vão me olhar diferente quando eu vencer da Cris.
Definitely. To become a legend, we need to beat a legend. What I've already accomplished, people already treat me different. They already understand where I am at the sport, but definitely a victory over Cyborg will put me in a different stage and a different position in my career.
Thank you. Another question for Johnny. Got a lot of big names on this card, and do you kind of feel like you have an opportunity to go out there and make a name for yourself and kind of steal the show from some of the bigger names here?
Absolutely. Every time I fight, there's always an opportunity to show out and be in the spotlight. But on Saturday, I'm just going to look to do my job and have fun in there, and that's the only thing I like to do is really just focus on myself and having a good time.
Question for Chris. Chris, you've been fighting for so long and in so many promotions, and you've pretty much done everything there is to do in the sport. Can you talk about your motivation for this card and how you keep yourself motivated after so many years in the game?
First thing, I love my job. It's something very blessed to be a fighter. And the opportunity to come to Saudi Arabia, I think, is a different way to girls fight here. So it's really nice, the opportunity. I'm really happy to fight for the 5th title. And I'm very excited for the Legacy Tour. And this has put my fire in my heart. And I love my job. I think it's the main thing.
Question for Renan. Renan, with Riyadh hosting so many incredible fights across combat sports, has Riyadh become the fight capital of the world?
Com certeza, muito interessante essa abertura, né, que a gente está tendo aqui, trazendo grandes lutas, grandes campeões. Me sinto muito honrado e acolhido pelas pessoas daqui. Já é a minha 2ª vez e estou muito feliz. Vai ser muito bom, muito interessante esse show e os fãs vão ganhar aí muito com tudo isso.
And the same question to Francis.
Yes, definitely. It's great to see the support and that Riyadh and Saudi Arabia has done to provide these incredible opportunities and these amazing events. The hospitality here is incredible. It's my 2nd time here. I love to be here. People treat me really well, and I think it's just a great opportunity for all the fighters to be part of this.
And the same question to Francis. Francis, with Riyadh hosting so many incredible fights, you've been involved in so many of them. Has Riyadh become the fight capital of the world?
I don't know how to rank that, but I know Riyadh is definitely on top of the sport game right now, whether it's fighting or other field. But sport capital, fight capital, I don't know yet.
Hello everybody, my name is Ilya from Ushataika YouTube channel from Russia. My question for Francis Ngannou. 48 years old Fyodor Yemelyanenko said a few months ago that he would like to have a boxing bout against you, Francis. How reasonably would such this fight? And is Fyodor in the top 3 best MMA heavyweights of all time? Thank you.
What's the question, sir? Please.
What's the question? What's the question? 48 years old Fyodor Yemelyanenko said a few months ago that he would like to have a boxing match against you. What do you think about it? And second question, is Fyodor in the top 3 best MMA heavyweights of all time? Thank you.
No, I didn't think about it because, first of all, I think they need a promotion to promote a fight, and never had a news from any promoter for that fight. And yes, I definitely think he's in the top 3 of all-time heavyweight in the world.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdurrahman Lashewi. I am from Saudi Arabia with the local media. My first question for Ferreira, what is your strategy to fight in this match? Is it different or the same technique?
Não posso falar que o França está aqui do meu lado, né? Mas com certeza a gente fez um grande trabalho para trazer um grande show aí para a galera, sempre com o mesmo estilo, andando para frente, estilo agressivo e como os fãs gostam.
Well, I cannot say since Francis is just here next to me, but what I can say is that we put on a lot of work. We are well prepared to bring a great show for the fans.
Okay, my second question for Ngannou. Welcome to Saudi Arabia again. How do you feel fighting here in this huge match? As we mentioned before, 6 million on the line. What do you feel about it? With the prize?
What do I feel about what? Fighting in Riyadh or about what?
Yes, about fighting in Riyadh. Next question.
I feel good. I mean, this is my 3rd time in Riyadh, and I've been enjoying the process. You know, sometimes it didn't go my way, but overall, it was always a good show, always a mega show.
Okay, last question. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Abdulaziz Mansour, Sahat Al-Arabiya. I'm from Saudi Arabia. Welcome, Francis. We're happy to see you the 3rd time. You are unlucky in Riyadh in boxing matches. What do you think about your fight on Saturday?
I think my fight is going to be, I mean, I would not say a return to MMA, but it's a big night for me to make a statement again and to discover myself, and to prove like what I'm made of.
That was the last question from the media. We appreciate everyone who offered a question. Fighters, thank you for your answers as well. We are now going to clear the stage and bring everyone back up to face off, because that's one of the fun things we get to do here at a press conference. Anything surprise you, Dan Hardy?
Just how calm everyone is. I mean, my adrenaline is pumping here. We've got some of the best fighters on the planet on this stage right now. My adrenaline is through the roof, and these guys are they're calm and they're respectful. I don't know. I'm excited to get these